Hi everyone, I'm back. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today's reading will be for Friday, September 4th. And on a numerological level, it is a 2. So it's a day for coming together and joining forces and connecting with someone or something, some others outside of ourselves. So it's a good day for communication and connection. Most of all, heartfelt connections. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Oh, we have the Ten of Wands again. We had that yesterday. Interesting. Okay, and then for the overall theme, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, awesome. We have the Empress and the Star. Wow, okay. Those are wonderful cards to finish off the day. Okay, so with the overarching theme being the Nine of Pentacles, it's all about being grateful, is the way I see this card on the deeper and the spiritual levels. And it has to do with creating healthy boundaries. I mean, notice she has a big bush, behind her. And in the traditional Rider-Waite, there's, I believe, a big wall, but it's a big, green hedge. It's, I believe it's not concrete. It's composed of nature. It's Mother Nature that's holding her. And so what I'm getting for us for today would be to help us to join with Mother Nature, and especially that's coupled with the Empress. But to find our guiding star, we have to connect with nature. And to do that a little bit every day is what keeps us balanced and healthy and whole. Now, if there's some physical reason that you can't get out and do that because of the Ten of Wands, like maybe there's just too much going on and you can't get out, if you can only get outside for 30 seconds, it makes a huge difference. So if your life has gotten to be that way where you feel like you can't get outside for 30 seconds, it's really important to find some burdens that you can just let go of, to just drop. Because nature is so important for nourishing us, for nurturing us, for helping us to remember who we are. And the more we do that, the more we see that, when you go out in nature, I always just feel like it's so alive. It's so alive. And here we are. This is Mother Nature. This is the Mother Nature card. And it is always, when you're out in nature, you can feel the pregnancy. You can feel things, even when it's winter, and things aren't, the plants aren't necessarily, at least, where I am here in Oregon, it's like we definitely have winters, and things aren't growing on the surface, but they're definitely growing and nurturing in the root system below. So that's an important thing to remember, that even if we can't see something growing all year round, it doesn't mean it's not growing. It's like when we go to sleep at night, that doesn't mean we're not growing. It means we're replenishing, we're going deeper, we're getting inside of who we really are. And to always remember that the universe is inside you. It's not up in the clouds. I mean, it's out there and it's in here. It's both. It's always both. And universal law and wisdom, spiritual law, God, whatever you want to call it, source energy, is bound by law to receive you, and to receive all of you, all of us, in our consciousness and our unconsciousness. So whatever we're unconscious of as far as false beliefs, any beliefs in lack, any beliefs in feeling like we're misunderstood constantly, and we have to, walk on eggshells, and we have to be really careful with our words. Any false belief that feels like you can't say what you need to say, you can't find the right words. It's a lot of work to find the right words in order to communicate effectively. And with some people, you have to just walk away. With some people, it just needs to be done, because it's you can love them and from afar, but you don't have to engage. So if there's something in the morning that starts off with a fight, or starts off with feeling like it could be a betrayal, don't betray yourself any further. I always see this card on a spiritual level as self-betrayal. Because when we don't stand up for ourselves, we can betray ourselves. But then again, if we're going to be mean and fight and say, nasty words to try and get even, or be above and have top over, have the last word, if we're going to engage in that, we're just going to create more burdens, more emotional baggage, and more duality, more of a dualistic split in the heart. And our job in each lifetime is to get out of that. So this could be a challenge that maybe even ended the day, or you woke up with it. It could be both, or one or the other, or the both. It could be either or and. And so, but not to take it to heart, and do your best not to hurt anyone else with this Three of Swords. It can be really challenging. But then again, you can also use this energy to release any pain, and to be in your optimistic, real self, and to forgive. And as you do that, then you release any burdens, any emotional baggage. And then you can be really grateful, and forgiveness is what frees up your abundance. Forgiveness always frees up your abundance. And then from there, you can move forward in life feeling like, okay, I have a part of myself back. I do feel free. I do have faith in the universe, that the universe will help me. I just had to get through this. So it doesn't have to be a challenging, situation. But these cards keep coming up. We keep getting, really challenging cards, and we're going through a very challenging time. So it's really important to choose the path of love and integrity, but honor your truth. Honor your real truth. But deep down inside of who you really are, there is no baggage. You're free. You're absolutely free. And getting out in nature is going to help you clear that out and help you connect with knowing that things are always growing, always renewing. There's always birth. There's always regeneration. Yes, there's birth and death and regeneration. Everything is in life. But we can choose what we want to focus on. We can choose what we bring in. We can choose what we put out. And, there's karmic, there's spiritual law in here, as within, so without, and the law of affinity, where like attracts like, and the law, the karmic law of, self-responsibility, where knowing that what you put out there is also what you'll receive, and that we never want to hurt anyone else, because we've been hurt before, and we know how that feels. So even if somebody hurts us again, it's important to not put it back out there, because then that doesn't keep us clear. It's really important to just free ourselves and stay in that juicy, abundant place where that you can grow and nurture just about anything. I mean, in this card here, she's in a state of grace. And she listens to the peaceful white dove, or whatever bird this is. She listens to the peacefulness here. So you can be in that luxurious, self-sufficient place. And with it being a 9, it's a culmination here. And coupled with the Empress, we're dealing with a culmination of your creativity and your beauty and all of nature and all of abundance. And then with the star, it's more than hope. It's faith. It's faith. And one of my friends on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Her channel is called Touched by Tarot. She did a wonderful reading that posted this morning, and she said, faith is a verb. And I just love that because it's so true. It's something that you have to move forward with, and then you'll learn that it can feel like in the beginning like hope can be like fake it till you make it, but to know that within spiritual law, if you're really truly aligned with spiritual law, you will believe in all things good. You won't be pessimistic. You won't be in the place of feeling like, I won't invest myself because I don't know if I'm going to get anything back. Because the truth is, no matter what these cards say or any cards I may ever lay down, we could die in an instant. We could die tomorrow. But whatever we were putting out there even at the moment of death is what helps create the next lifetime. It's what helps you move through the universe, because this is all temporary. So whatever comes through us, on Earth, it also affects us in the spiritual realms. Because again, as within, so without. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm seeing there. Let's do a couple of I have three. Let's do three of the spirit. What's it called? I do this every time. Spirit Animal Oracle. Colette Baron Reed. Okay. 3 cards to help us with this day. Because these cards this last week, they've been packed and not in the easiest way. Actually, that wasn't the first card. This was the first card. Okay. Wow. So we have the lion spirit. Yes, be generous of spirit. So rise above and be in your heart. Any Leo that I've ever known has a very generous heart. And the Leos in my life have very generous hearts. Now, they might have strong opinions sometimes, but I usually find them to be right. But they're loving and generous above all, and they are appreciative of love and support back. So they're appreciative of life. So I think this goes back with that 9 of Pentacles, where we're being guided to appreciate nature and love and life. And then the beaver spirit. Now beavers, they work hard. They work hard, and I love the line here, lay a solid foundation. And that is the truth. Your spirit is your foundation for moving through life. So if you can align with your spirit and know that, of course, you have an ego. We all have an ego, and you need your ego in order to function. But to put your ego in the service of your spirit, of your higher self, of your God self, of your goddess self, whatever you want to call it, your universal self, if you do that, we'll be aligning with the laws of love, and we will be laying a solid foundation. So sometimes when things crumble in our lives, it's because they weren't built with the laws of love. They weren't built on a solid foundation. Or there's restructuring that needs to happen. That can be sometimes. Or there's a new way that you're needing to express your creative self in life, and you're reinventing yourself. But just for this day, it looks to me like your spirit can help you lay the solid foundation. And this is your independent self in the universe. Like just to know that when you're in alignment with spiritual law, you're in alignment with universal law, the laws of nature, that's all the same there. What happens is that you do not lose your uniqueness. You have your own, we each have our own individual expression of spirit. And when we go back home to our real, home in the spirit world, in the highest realms of love, we don't lose our individuality, I don't believe. I believe that we keep ourselves. That's what our soul is all about, and that's what each lifetime is all about. We come here to learn lessons and then to move back one step at a time back into who we really are. So you don't have to worry about losing your independence, but you may have to be independent to get away from, remember that Three of Swords that was over here? You may have to be independent to get away from getting into fights. There could be harsh words that happen online or on Facebook, and sometimes it's best to just not say anything, I believe, but still love them. Still love them and respect them, but then if they're going to be mean to you and say harsh words, of course you can unfriend them or unfollow them. But deep in your heart, you can still love them. You know what I mean? Like it's just like when you have kids. They can do awful bad things. They can beat each other up and they can hurt each other terribly, but you still love them. It's like you identify the bad behavior, but you don't identify them as being the bad behavior. It's just something that they did. And so it's identifying with the true spirit within, I believe. And that takes generosity. And so this aligns with that Nine of Pentacles. And what would the beaver spirit align with if they're... Oh, I see. Hold on. I do this every time. There should be a buzzer around me. It says, no, leave the cards out. You're going to draw more, but leave the other cards out. Okay. Let's see, it was like this and like this. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can fit them all in here. Okay, here we go. So the generous spirit aligns here with the star, and I believe with the Empress card, we're in the realm of laying that solid foundation, just like the uterus has a beautiful foundation for the baby to develop. And then with claiming our independence, yeah, that aligns with the Ten of Wands, where we're letting go of burdens. And and we're done. This is a card of being done. You can drop the baggage, and you can stop engaging with anything that's hurtful, any hurtful words, because swords are always, about words and communication. So this can be negative self-talk. This can be a way you betray yourself and you don't see the best in yourself. So be generous and see the best in yourself. And then laying that solid foundation, you have everything in the universe to help you do that. And that can take you into that state of grace that the Nine of Pentacles is all about. Awesome. Okay, that's it, you guys. Thank you very much for listening, and take good care. I'll be back later. Bye.